Good morning, students. Today we will continue with our second part of lesson number 3, Indian Constitution, with the topic Salient Features of our Constitution. What do you mean by the term salient features of our Constitution? Salient means important features of our Constitution. The salient features of our Constitution are the democratic rule, secularism, and republic. These are the three salient features of our Constitution. Now, what do you mean by democratic rule? Democratic rule means general elections are held in our country every 5 years. I hope you know the slogan for the people, by the people, and to the people. So we elect our own government. Citizens above the age of 18 are eligible to cast their vote. Any voter of the country can contest an election irrespective of his or her religion, caste, class, or gender. It is not necessary that when you are voting, your religion, your caste, your gender is asked. Anybody of our country can vote, but the criteria is the voter should be above the age of 18. Every citizen enjoys the freedom to follow religion, express his or her choice, as well as freedom of speech and thoughts. Now, what do you mean by secularism? This means the nation does not conform to any norms of any particular religion in its system of government. Citizens are not discriminated on the basis of their faith, their sect, or religion. Every citizen enjoys the right to follow the religion. As you can see here, we have so many religions here. And here in India, we can follow any religion. Our government does not see who is voting of which religion and who is the leader of which caste he is or she is. We elect our own leader. As you can see here, there are so many religions we are following. See, all are of different castes. Wearing different clothes, different symbols are used for religions. Republic. What do you mean by republic? Republic means a government that obtains powers from people directly or indirectly. We only choose our representative. We have adopted democratic republic system of government, which means powers are not limited in the hands of few privileged people. It is accessible to all the citizens, irrespective of caste, class, or gender. We only elect our leaders. The power is not in the hands of only few people. The power is in the hand of the public. We elect our own leader. That is why our constitution is called a people's constitution. It is not the constitution of only few privileged people. It is the people's constitution. You can see from this government hierarchy, here it is the central government. Under it comes the president. Under president comes the legislature, executive, judiciary, and under legislative comes we have parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and under executive we have prime minister and council of ministers. Under the judiciary we have the Supreme Court, and in state government head of the state government is governor. Under the governor comes three leaders: legislative, legislature, and under the legislature comes state government, legislative assembly, Vidhan Sabha, Vidhan Parishad, and under the governor comes the executive, chief minister and council of minister, local administration, and under local administrations comes the panchayat, the municipal corporation and municipal borders. Under judiciary, high court comes district court and subordinate court. I hope you remember this particular hierarchy which you have done in our previous class also when you were in standard 7. What are the functions of the government? As you can see in this picture, we elect our representatives by the vote, and then they form the laws and the laws are implemented, and all this is done with the help of the vote which we cast for our own leaders.